Hi everyone, I have promised you guys that I'm gonna give you a different vlog in English about the Mars current transit which has started from 16th of November 2023 and will go till 28th of December 2023. How this transit will look for every sign I will be giving you in detail. I will tell you one thing before starting. You have to check it with the Lagna, Ascendant and also the Chandra Rashi moon sign. Alright, or Rashi, some people say. This prediction is not for sun sign thing, but I believe in Lagna, you should too, and then moon sign. So let's start. I will start with the Mesh. I'm in the Aries sign. So here Aries is the first house Lord Mars in Aries. Mars is the first house Lord, and also Mars is the 8th house Lord, transiting through 8th and looking at 11th, 2nd and 3rd house, how it will look like for Aries. So first thing first is this transit is sometimes difficult in case of accident and injuries. You have to be careful in this area till 28th December. Yes, if you have Mars well placed in your kundali or your birth chart, then definitely the chances are only 20%, but this is a difficult transit, so you have to be careful in that. With that, as Mars is your first house lord and transiting to your 8th house, this is giving you a clear indication that if your any inheritential thing start, it will get the move, and if you're looking for inheritential property, you may get, because this position is good for this. The people are in occult, or also people are interested in mystery and related to mysterious things, work related to their profession related to mysterious things. This position gonna give you a gain, okay? And as it's also looking at your 2nd house, you will be very much protective towards your family, immediate family, and also your financial area. But this Mars can also bring expenses for health and injury and accident things, so you have to be careful in this. The Mars is also looking at your 3rd house. It will increase your courage and you will be happy to take risks and start things new, and this is a nice time for that, I will say, as your Jupiter is positive at the moment. So this is all about Aries. Now let's move on to Taurus. So this is the 2nd sign of astrological celestial, and this Taurus sign, Mars is ruling the 12th house and also the 7th house. Now the transits happening through the 7th house and looking at 10th, 1st and 2nd house. So what would be the result? As it's transiting to 7th house, the first point is the married couples, be careful. It will bring heated discussion, argument and disturbance in marriage. If your marriage is already struggling, it can give you a separation, so you have to be very much careful in it. Work on these things and try to avoid arguments and heated discussions with the spouse. It's also looking at your 1st house. Due to that, this Mars will make you aggressive, and in many areas you can get aggressive so quickly, so you have to be try to keep this aggression under your control to make things happen positive for you. As is the 7th house lord, this is the Marka, so you have to be careful in it. This Mars is looking at your 10th house. This can also bring argument at your workplace with your boss or your co-workers, and that can also give you disturbance, so you have to put the Mars energy at workplace without any kind of argument and heated discussion. Then you will be able to gain some positive things from that. And 2nd house thing I have explained, as it is also looking at your 2nd house, that can again give you some financial protection energy. You will be much more protective towards the financial area, but for injury, accident or some health related thing, you can get some sort of expenses. What you have to check is the Mars condition in your personal birth chart. If Mars is well placed, then definitely the chances are 20%. If Mars is ill placed, then there are chances. You have to be careful from the first. Now let's talk about the Gemini. Gemini, Mars is ruling 6th and 11th house, and in transit, Mars is transiting to the 6th house and looking at 9, 12, and 1st house. So, what would be the result? Again, in this, Gemini also can give you some aggressive energy. You may get desperate in anything, but I will ask you to be uh, patience. Don't be impatient, because impatience can give you struggle, as Saturn is transiting to your ninth house. It is a good transit for healthing. If you have any long term health problem, you are suffering since long, this transit can give you solution, as it is a 12th lord transiting to 6th. It's also giving you positive for the legal matters and all those things. But if your Mars placed well, then you will definitely get positive. If it is not, then it will give you a struggle, then the positive will come. One thing is very important in the legal matters case: the time you hired the lawyer, that is important too. So you have to check that too in this particular transit for your personal rating. And then it's also looking at 12th house. If you are planning to travel outside, this is a good time, but I will tell you there is chances of traveling to happen, but I will tell you to check with an astrologer and match with the nakshatra to fix the travel dates. Okay, well, so this is all about Gemini. And then next comes Cancer. This is a yoga karaka planet for Cancer, is ruling your 4th house and 5th house. The transit is happening to your 5th house and looking at your 8th, 11th, and 12th house. The people want good education, looking for a higher education and a new educational thing. This is the right time. The people who wants to go to foreign land for education, this is the right time. If you have foreign settlement or foreign education yoga, you have to check in your kundali. If you have it, this time definitely can happen. And it's also looking at your 11th house of earning. So because of that, what it will give it the promotion. Okay, so if you're trying for promotion since long, this time you can get. If you're trying for a new better job, this time you can get. Your Jupiter is also positive. Rahu has gone to your ninth, so this time is very good for this all. And also it's looking at your 12th house. So as you're looking at your 12th house, 12th house is Dushana, and Mars is a natural malefic planet. So it will reduce the negative things, but again, you have to be careful about your accident and injury things that may take place, but I'm not seeing anything major, but just be careful a bit. Apart from this, the other areas of health, it will bring positive. Right, so this is all about the Cancer. As a yoga karaka planet, Mars is mostly here to give you positives only. Even in your chart, Mars is negatively placed, but still it will try to give you 50% of positive, as this is a yoga karaka planet for Cancer. Now let's talk about Leos. Well, this is a very fantastic transit for Leos. It's happening to your 4th house, looking at your 7th, 10th, and 11th house. This is another Yoga Karaka planet for Leo. And this ruler of 9th and 4th house, Trikona and Kendra, is definitely here to give you a very positive. It's been a long. Leos are waiting for many things. Some are waiting for marriage, some are waiting for promotion, some are waiting for a new job, and this time it's gonna give you too. The thing is that the people are waiting for marriage, it can happen now. People waiting for new job, it can happen now. People are waiting for promotion, it can fix it now. So utilize this time as much you can. Definitely you have Saturn transit to your 7th house, looking at your Lagna. That's the reason things are not easy for you to get, but this Saturn will give you the result for your effort. So your effort will bring the result indirectly with the help of Saturn, and Mars is taking the transit, so Mars is here to help you. The Mars will be fantastic now for you guys. You will get very much energy in everything to do. You will be very much enthusiastic, specifically in work area. But one thing here, that is at your home, it may give you heated discussion with your family members and can bring some sort of disturbance. I'm not saying a big thing, but it can. a small event. So you have to be very much calm to handle this. If you are able to do that, you will success for sure. No disturbance. All right. Well, so then now let's go to Virgo. Virgo here, Mars is ruling 8th and 3rd house, and transit is happening through your 3rd house, looking at your 6th, 9th, and 10th house. As Mars is looking at your 6th house, the health area is positive. Your health area is positive, but it can bring some sort of issues for your father's health. You have to be careful. But at the same time, as it's transiting to your 3rd house, this Mars will give you a lot courage. So any situation you will be able to handle. It's also looking at your 10th house. So in that case, see, for Leos the things are different. In Leo case also Mars is doing at 10th house, but it will, as it is a yoga karaka, it will bring positive. But in your case, it's ruling your 8th house. So 8th house is not a great house in astrology, and it's also ruling your 3rd house, the upachaya house. So for your case, is looking at your 10th house can bring struggle with the bosses and the co-workers. So you have to be careful in it. You should not use rough languages with them. Try, even if it is coming, just control yourself. Things will come under control. Just keep this point in mind. For the further health also, you have to be keep yourself on check. And as it is transited to 9th house, you will be courageous for sure. You will be happy to take challenges, and you will be able to do those. But do this keeping yourself calm and down to earth. That's the thing. So now let's talk about Libra. Libra, for the Libra people, this is again another marka is ruling the 7th house and also the 2nd house, great marka here. And is looking, is transiting to 2nd house, is looking at 5th, 8th, and 9th house. Again here, this is not a great transit for further health. You have to be on check for that. And it's also looking at your 9th house, as transit is through 2nd house. So you will be very much protective towards your family and finances. But at the same time, you may, if you're married, you may feel discomfort with your in-laws, and it can bring issues with the in-laws. You have to be careful on that. And that if you are facing the issues with the in-laws, then the issues can come to your marriage too. So you have to be very much careful in this. In case of education, this is a good transit. If especially the people are into technical education, you will get benefit. If you are trying to pursue technical education, this transit is good for you. You are already in technical education, this is a good for you. If you are in a creative technical education, this is a good transit for you. Now let's talk about Scorpio, brace check. For you, the transit is happening to your 1st house, because Mars is transiting to Scorpio. 1st house, the transit is happening looking at your 4th, 7th, and 8th house. The Mars is the Lagna Lord and 6th house Lord. Here also I will tell, though is the own sign, but still as Mars is taking the transit, you may feel aggressive. But you have to keep a check on your aggression. You should not be aggressive everywhere. You have to understand where you can put it. Especially in the relationship area and the marriage area, you can't put your aggression, that can go negatively. Where you can put the aggression in your work area. Here Mars is not looking at your 10th house, and as it's a non-yoga karaka, not looking at your 10th house, you can definitely put your aggression at your work here to make things done, and it will happen for sure. It's also looking at your 8th house. For that, I'll ask you to keep yourself on check while you're on road. On check means be careful. Be careful for long distance travel. If you are planning for any long distance travel, check with your favorite astrologer, whatever that nakshatra is good for you for the day you are fixing traveling. You have to check that. Just keep these things in mind. Things will be going fine. Only one thing I will tell: if possible, then avoid traveling. Okay, if possible. But I know, I understand, it's not always possible for all. But if you have to travel, then you have to check the nakshatra and fix the travel dates based on that, right? Well, now let's move on to Sagittarius, Dhanu. Here Mars is transiting to your 12th house, looking at your 3rd, 6th and 7th house. Mars is your 12th and 5th house lord. So how it will look now? As Mars is looking at your 3rd house, you will be very much courageous, and it's a 5th lord transiting to your 12th house of foreign land, so it is here to give you foreign education. So if you are trying for foreign education since long, this time can get fixed. But trying for visa, you have already selected in a university, looking for visa is not happening now, the time to happen, so stick on it. And yeah, one negative here, that is, as it's looking at your 7th house, it can bring argument, heated discussion with the spouse, so you have to avoid it, or else it can bring big issue. And also I will tell, if your marriage is already suffering and this transit is happening, you have to avoid this, or else it can give you a big separation. If you're looking for divorce, this time, yeah, is here to give you the divorce finally. So this is all about the Sagittarius. Now let's move on to Capricorn. Here for the Capricorn people, Mars is transiting through your 11th house. Is the 11th house and 4th house lord, and as it's transiting to your 11th house, looking at your 2nd house, your 5th house and your 6th house. So health wise, this is a very good transit, as from 11th is looking at your 6th, is trying to give you a solution at the health area. If you are suffering from a disease since long, then this Mars is here to give you the solution. And it's looking at your 2nd house, as a 11th lord transiting to 11, looking at your 2nd house. A good transit for the finances. You will be like very much careful to spend money, and also earning may increase as Jupiter is positive in your 4th house. But at the same time, in health related matter, you may have some expenses, but these expenses will be for good. And as Mars is looking at your 6th house, also 5th house, in education, technical creative education, this is good. 6th house is all about health and legal matter. Here also this has many things to give positively. One thing I will tell, the expenses can happen, that will happen for positive. Is this expenses for health or education, or you can say legal things, then it will go to your favor. Of course, one thing you need to check, the Mars condition in your chart. If it's good, then it's of course positive. If it's bad, then chances are only 30%. So it depends like this. Now let's talk about Aquarius. Aquarius, Mars is transiting to your 10th house. Mars is looking at your 1st, 4th and 5th house. Mars is the lord of 3rd and 10th house. So what Aquarius will get? In career area, you will get success. If you are looking for promotion, it will come. But I'm seeing trace too. It can also bring a kind of heated argument, discussion kind of thing with the bosses and co-workers. We have to avoid this to get the success up, all right? And as looking at your 4th house, it can also bring some sort of heated argument, discussion, things at your inside your home with the family members. You have to be careful in it and can avoid it. I'm not saying this discussion can bring you very big trouble, but the thing is that it can give you a disturbing mind, so you should avoid it. These discussions and heated discussions or arguments are just baseless with the family members, what I believe. And then it's looking at your 5th house. If you guys are related to education related field or creative field, then this Mars transit to 10th house is very beneficial, and it will give you positive result. But only keep those things in mind what I have told you. As I'm seeing this Mars is looking at your 1st house, it will give you a lot of aggression. Also Saturn is transiting through that same area, so you have to be keep your aggression under control. Utilize this in a different way at your workplace and the other areas of life, but avoid the argument and those kind of heated discussion things that can give you negative impression and it can happen like the boss is ready to give you promotion, but you fought with him and he is just declining now. So you don't need this kind of scenario, right? You got deserve to get promoted, and so keep calm yourself, things will happen for sure. Well, so the final sign is Spices, and here Mars is the ninth house and second house lord transiting to the ninth house, as looking at your 12th, third, and fourth house. So, as is the second house lord transiting to the ninth house, it is here to give you positive result while you are traveling for wealth. So it's of course, again, if you are traveling for wealth, if any kind of travel is in front of you, you're confused, you should take or not, I will tell you, take it, you will get financial gain only, because of any financial travel is beneficial for you at the moment. I mean, for this transit, 6th November to 20th December. Now it's looking at your 12th house, again traveling. So it is really a positive time for traveling. You can definitely have travel to get benefit. And then it's looking at your third house. As it's looking at your third house, you will be very much courageous, and any new things you want to start, you can definitely start, as your Jupiter is positive, so it would be very nice. And the fourth house aspect what Mars have here, this aspect is quite difficult, I mean, again, it can bring some sort of argument, heated discussion, um, disturbance inside your home, so you have to be careful in it. Any argument and heated discussion you can definitely avoid. You try to avoid it as a scenario may come, so your job is to avoid it for this time period till 20th December, and life will be peaceful. So this is what you're reading for the day, and also for the period Mars is transiting. I hope it's helpful to you, and I have one group here on Instagram for more small updates. You can definitely join there and get updated. And if you have any query, you can definitely DM me. I will try to make vlogs on that. But yes, whatever the reading I have done today, this reading will give you more accuracy with the personal birth chart. You have to check the Mars condition. If Mars is well placed, then definitely positives are more. If Mars is ill placed, then negatives are more. So you have to plan your life like this. I hope this video will help you to plan this. Well, so bye for now. See you guys soon.